friends. So today we're going to do a 20-minute yoga stretch. So you don't need anything for class, maybe a mat, maybe a towel, somewhere you can move around. But we're going to get into the hips, we're going to get into the shoulder girdle, upper back, all the areas that get nice and tight. If you're a little bit warm to start this, that would be great. So maybe you just worked out, or I like to put on a long sleeve shirt to build a little bit more heat as we start to move around. That's it. So let's get started. We will meet in a tabletop pose. So come into all fours. Bring your shoulders right over your wrists. Press your ankles down into the mat to create a flat back. Let's just take a big breath in. Feel your rib cage expand both side to side and front and back. Exhale, sigh it out. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Sticking with our nice, strong breath, we're going to start to move our torso, finding some mobility in the shoulders. So you're going to keep your arms straight here. I want to, on your next exhale, dip your chest down into this shoulder cavity, this negative space beneath you, and then inhale, press up to dome your back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower, depressing your chest. Inhale to lift. So you're finding this mobility here. Your arms are straight. It's like an elevator with your torso. Starting to move into all of those little muscles in our chest and back. Noticing your breath. As we move through our stretches, I want you to focus on letting your breath guide your movements rather than the other way around, because this will keep your body in this safe rest and relax mode rather than going into fight or flight. Let's do one more. Okay, come back to your tabletop. Maybe you shift your hips side to side. We're going to move this into a cat and cow. Inhale, cow pose. Pull your chest through your biceps. Bring your gaze slightly up, and you're going to tilt your tailbone slightly up as well. You're not cranking your tailbone high, but just a gentle lift. Exhale, press into your palms. Dome your back up. This time, tuck your chin to your chest, cat pose. Inhale for cow, pull your chest forward. Exhale, cat, press it round. Let's do one more. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Find a neutral spine. Again, maybe you shift it side to side. Now you're going to send your right leg back. Bring the ball mound of your right foot behind you and start a gentle shift forward and back here. We're stretching into the calf and hamstring on the right. So maybe you already feel this, and this is better done either in socks or barefoot. So if you have shoes on, I recommend you take them off, especially for some moves we'll have coming up. If you don't feel this yet, you can start to find a gentle lift of your left knee and a gentle lift of your hips to let your right heel drop lower. This one feels better for me if I find a little lift, so maybe explore it. It's not a big movement, it's not a big strain. You're just allowing your body weight to bring your right heel a little lower. Let's switch it out. Right knee down, left leg goes back. Starting with your gentle movement here. You can find a little tiny rotation in the ankle. And then if you liked the little knee lift on the other side, maybe you move there. Inhale as you come back, and exhale as you come forward. Keeping your gaze neutral, right down between your hands. Let's do one more. And we're back to our tabletop. Last movement here. Inhale, send your right arm forward. So you're coming now just into 3 points of contact. Level out your hips. Your right thumb faces upwards. And then you're going to start to rotate your right arm back, up, and around. Creating nice big circles through the right shoulder, lubricating that joint, feeling out your range of motion. If your arm does not get super high, that is okay. I want you to take a small enough range of motion that you don't feel any pinching. Next time your arm comes up and around, bring your arm over to the left side of your space, your mat, in front of your left hand. Drop your left forearm and stretch your right hip back towards your right heel. Side body stretch on the right. Think about making your hips heavy while reaching your right fingertips even further forward to stretch into that entire side body. Now press back into your left hand, lift out of your left forearm, inhale, spinal rotation. Just your torso moves and opens towards the right, and your right arm high. So notice your hips. My right hip started to lift, left hip started to drop. I'm gonna level off my hips and then find another twist. I cannot reach nearly as high this time, that's okay. Just rotating through the spine, last inhale. And exhale, bring it back to your tabletop. Switching it out, inhale, send your left arm forward. Exhale, take your hip and arm circles back, up and around. Maybe your gaze follows your hand if that feels okay on your neck. Notice if this side's different than the other. We can have more tight or more loose muscles, ligaments, all of that from one side to side. Next time your arm is high, stretch it up over to the right. Right forearm drops, left hip to left heel. So in yoga, they often say, new side, new person. Completely let go of what happened on the first side and breathe into what's going on right here with this side like it's brand new, because it is. Good, start to press into your right palm. Inhale, spinal twist, rotate your left arm to the sky. Think about your flat hips. So you're using your core muscles to open your chest to the left. Maybe your wrist circle at the top. And exhale, find your tabletop pose. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips high. So it's our first down dog. We're not going to do too many of these. Take a couple movements that help you get a bit more comfortable in your downward facing dog. So maybe you're bending your knees. Bend your knees as much as you need to straighten out your spine. Bring your biceps to frame your ears. Send your heels down and back. And now you want your hips with distance, your feet rather, about hips with distance apart. Hands about shoulder with distance apart. Maybe you shake your head or release your jaw. Steady your breath. You're good. You've got this. Okay, inhale, shift your gaze in between your hands and super slowly, keyword slow, tiptoe your feet behind your wrists. Taking baby steps, you can bend your knees a lot, finding length in your hamstrings in the way. And then we're meeting in a ragdoll pose. So bring your feet wider than hips with distance. Let your head hang heavy. And grab onto opposite elbows here. To keep our movement dynamic, let's shift gently side to side. Hitting all those various hamstring muscles, keeping a nice bend in your knees. Bring more weight towards your toes. Now two choices here, yogi's choice. Option one, you can interlace your fingers behind your head, creating a basket grip. So I'm not pulling on my neck, but just this little grip makes my head heavier, like a heavier bowling ball that helps unfurl my spine towards the floor just a little bit more. Second option, you can find a shoulder rinse, bring your hands to your low back. If that's accessible to you, pull your hands away from your back. You can also use a t-shirt or a towel here if you're not able to bind your hands or if it's super uncomfortable. Any binds, release your fingertips down towards the floor. Bring your feet closer together right underneath your hips. And one vertebra at a time, we're gonna roll up to stand. So take it slow, stacking the bones of your spine. And when you get to the top, let's find 2 shoulder rolls backwards and 2 shoulder rolls forwards. All right, from here, I want you to take your left foot, cross it in front of your right. So you're in a cross stance. I will face you. Left foot in front of right. Inhale, arms go high. I want you to take a side bend over to the left. Bump your hips to the right. So my left wrist is pulling up and over on the right, creating this C shape between your feet and your hands as the points and your hips are bumping in that C curve over towards the right. You can gaze underneath your right armpit. Inhale, center, switch it out. Right foot crosses over your left. Switch the grip of your hands. Stretch over to the right, hips bump to the left. So this cross creates additional length from your feet all the way up this side body chain, getting a deeper stretch. You can gaze underneath your left armpit. And come to center. All right, we're gonna take some nice circles. This is a fun stretch, feels good in the whole body. Inhale, arms go high, and then clasp onto your opposite elbows. You're gonna take a nice little bend in your knees, nice and supple here. Exhale, start to twist, gently dropping over to the right, come through center, back up and around to the top. These are also called sunflowers. Noticing all of the muscles kind of getting a little stretch along the way. Take it super slow. We're gonna do 3 on each side. So once you finished your third at the top, you can switch your direction. Getting heavy at the bottom, feeling your side stretch on the way up. Relaxing through your head and your neck. Maybe spread your toes, feel the ground underneath you. Okay, finish your last one, and then we're actually gonna meet at the bottom, so rotate all the way back down. Release your bind. Inhale, halfway lift with your feet right underneath your hips. Press your palms into your shins, maybe your thighs. Create length here. Tailbone draws back, crown of your head draws forward. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot back, right foot stays between your hands. We're gonna keep the left knee lifted for a moment. Inhale, open your shoulders, open your collarbones, gaze forward. This is a big hip flexor stretch on the left. Exhale, extended pyramid, send your right leg long. So you might need to pull your back leg in to make this more comfortable. Or you can flex your right toes up to your face. That feels better for me, but some people prefer right foot down. We're gonna move between these two poses for a dynamic stretch. Inhale, low lunge, chest lifts, pelvis drops. Exhale, extended pyramid, round your spine. Inhale, forward and lift. Exhale, back. Now notice your right hip bone. Pull it back, left hip forward. Feel the stretch. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Your right knee does not need to be fully straight by any means, just till you feel the hamstring stretch. Last time here. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Shift to neutral. Drop your left knee down. Good. Inhale. Low crescent lunge. Arms go high. So again, you can wiggle around here, see how things feel with your chest now lifted. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. So notice if your arms go high, your shoulders come high too, you want to drop them down. Long neck. Exhale, open arm twist to the right, right arm back, left arm forward. So your pelvis is not moving. This twist is coming just from your rib cage up, your waistline up, like you're wringing out your spine. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Maybe you feel your obliques help you do this movement. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. So options here, you can stay right here, focusing on deepening into your twist, or start to tip up into exalted warrior, or exalted low crescent rather. Left arm high, right arm can either reach for the back of your left hamstring, or take a half bind, wrapping that arm behind your low back. You should feel this in your left hip flexor. One more inhale. And then gently come out of that frame through your right foot. Inhale, standing L. Come onto your right foot. Lift your left leg high just for a moment, creating a T shape in your body. Breathing into your right hamstring. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot meets your right. Inhale, switch legs. Right foot floats, standing L. Opening your chest, extend the crown of your head forwards, extend your right heel back. Good. Exhale, low lunge, send your right foot back. So we're on our second side. Inhale, low lunge with a chest lift. First time here, notice how it's different than the other side. Fingertips just graze the floor. Exhale, extended pyramid. So maybe you shift your back leg in. You can flex through your front foot. Dialing that left hip back. Inhale, shift forward, lift your chest. Exhale, extend. Your breath helps you here. Inhale, pulls you forward. Exhale, send it back. One more time through. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Neutralize your hips. Drop your right knee. Inhale, arms go high. Low crescent lunge. Relax through your shoulders. Notice if your breath started to pick up there. Settle it down. Your body is safe. Keep your breath calm. That will keep your mind in the mode where it's telling your muscles it's okay to open up, it's okay to relax. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Pull your left elbow in towards your body to help facilitate that twist. Again, rotating just through your ribs, you're continuing to draw your left hip forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. You can stay here or bring your left hand to your right hamstring, right arm goes high, or find that half bind. Drop your hips a little bit lower, keeping your left knee right on top of your left ankle. Breathe into your right hip flexor. Stay calm in your breath. And then gently lift up out of that. You're gonna bring both knees down onto the mat this time. If this is uncomfortable on your knees, you're welcome to roll your mat or put your towel right underneath so it's a little bit more comfortable. So we're gonna do something fun to stretch out our feet. It's a little intense, so if you hate it, just come back to feet down on the mat like this. But if you're coming with me, you might want to drop your hands down for this, and then you're gonna tuck your toes underneath you. So you're in like this little toe squat. I need to help the pinky toe. You're curling your toes underneath your feet, and then the soles of your feet point back. So this feels okay to get started. It will get a little intense, but stick with me. It's really, really good for both your feet, but this also connects in through your feet connect into your calves, hamstrings, glutes, low back. So if you have any issues there, stretching your feet can actually be a good place to start. And inhale, arms go high. Exhale, take your hands into a clasp and then bring them, this grip into your waistline on the left. So nestling your hands in towards your waist. Bring your gaze forward, creating a nice long neck to start. And then exhale, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Creating this space on the left, or the right side rather, of your neck. You can start to bring your chin down towards your chest, feeling into your traps. If you find a spot that feels good, feel free to pause. Sending your right shoulder down away into the floor. The stretch feels so good. You can do it sitting or standing at any time. We're kind of combining it with this foot exercise just to be efficient. Your feet are probably starting to talk to you. Just stick with it. It's just a sensation. Gently lift your head up. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, switch your grip. Opposite thumb on top. Nestle your grip in between your hip bone and your ribs on the right. And then gently drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Starting some gentle rotations. See if you can just notice how your feet feel without reacting to it. You are fine, we're almost done. And then inhale, lift your head back up to center. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, hands plant, untuck your toes. Head out your feet, we made it. Feels kind of crazy, but it's better over time. The first time I did that, I was like, what the heck? So you're gonna come onto your sits bones, send your legs long. We've made it onto our mats. Let's take a seated forward fold stretch. So this is gonna be for your low back. Find a micro bend in your knees and remove the fleshy part from under your sits bones, so you're actually sitting on the bony part of your butt. Your pelvis tilts slightly forward as if you're a bowl of soup of your bowl might spill out. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, belly to thighs and fold. So you can grab onto feet, ankles, calves, anything that feels good for you here, or just let your hands hang heavy by your sides for a nice passive stretch, not forcing anything and letting the weight of your torso pull you down. Inhale, gently lift up out of that. Scoot your seat forward. Plant your feet down on your mat. Send your arms long in front of you. We're going to take a gentle C-curve roll onto our backs, one vertebra at a time, making your way down. And then pull both knees into your chest when you get there. Completely neutralizing your spine on the mat, the floor. You can rock side to side here, massaging through your spine. And then cross your right ankle on top of your left, supine figure four. So you can reach behind your left hamstring for a grip. If this is too much for you, bring your left foot down and gently draw your right knee forward while flexing your right ankle. That's another way to kind of get a similar stretch. If you're lifted, you can Straighten and bend your left leg or rock side to side. Again, continuing to massage out your low back. On an exhale breath, we're going to drop the shape of our legs over to the left so you can tee out or cactus your arms. Bring the sole of your right foot to the floor on the left and gaze to the right. Supine twist. If you really hate this, you can undo the cross and just stack your knees. But keeping the cross serves almost as like a resistance band, but it's your body to deepen your twist and continue the hip stretch. Soften your belly, soften your glutes, get heavy on your mat. Inhale, come through center, switch it out, cross your left ankle over your right. Again, you can plant your right foot down, or you can grab behind your right leg and lift your shape up. Feel free to straighten and bend or rock side to side. When you've had an even stretch on this side, you're going to drop the shape of your legs to the right this time. Left foot plants on the floor and then gaze to the left. Let both shoulder blades be heavy on the mat. Close your eyes. Inhale to center. We're going to end with legs up the wall to reverse the blood flow, release that lactic acid. So send your legs straight up towards the ceiling or the sky, and then bring your hands, palms down right underneath the base of your spine, that hard part at the base of your spine. You can rest your thumbs there. This will help take pressure out of your hip flexors. And send your legs high. They can be bent any amount, just so you want your legs above your heart. Reversing the blood flow, the lactic acid draining down, reversing the direction of your lymph. Super restorative for your body. You can always do this before you go to bed. Helps calm the nervous system and speed up recovery. If your hip flexors are okay, you can move to full alien with your arms straight up. But if you feel your hip flexors turn on, just come back to resting them underneath, or resting your hands underneath your hips. You're welcome to stay here as long as you want. The longer the better. Your day gives you time for Shavasana. When you're ready, come into a yogi ball. Draw your knees to your chest. Bring your forehead up towards your knees. Flex every single muscle and give yourself a thank you for putting in this time. So good for your body, so good for your mind. And then relax to your Shavasana. Bring your arms and legs out long, palms face up. Heels splay open. You can listen along to the final song of the playlist for as long as you have time today. So that's all I've got for you. I hope you feel good after your stretch. I'd love to hear what you thought of class, so please let me know. And thanks so much for practicing with me today. See ya.